so many things to share lately, is Aim to Empower, the nonprofit that our community supports. It's a nonprofit where we go into areas of the community and bring them yoga and meditation. So it's whether it's the prison, the schools, or adult care facilities, or addiction recovery places. We have the beginning of our fundraising season because the Extraordinary Give is next month. So there's a trivia night tomorrow night, Thursday, from 7 to 9 at the tap room. So it would be great to see you out there. If you're out and about tomorrow night, come on out. It just will be fun. And then also next week, so Sunday starts our Move Free week. It's a Bring a Friend week. You just get somebody who's never been here. If you'd like them to be introduced to yoga, get them signed up with the QR code that's here on the bingo challenge cards and a lot of other places, and we'll take it from there. So just get them signed up to get an unlimited week. Let's get started this morning. So toes together, knees open, arms forward, and your forehead down to your mat. Get settled into your body and feel how it is this morning, and then know that you're going to get to choose how it will be for the rest of the day from every breath and every pose on your mat this morning. Start by seeing how it is with your breathing and experimenting in your practice. So perhaps it's stretching your arms more forward or folding them and resting your head on your forearms. Whatever it is for you that has you starting to wake up inside of your own skin today. Take a deep breath in, really fill up, and then exhale and just let your whole body soften. Now, the breathing that we use will be something that's purposeful that you create. So it won't quite be how you came in. It'll challenge you, slow you down, speed you up, but put you on a regular rhythm. So create your Ujjayi breath where you're inhaling to a fullness, holding that, and then really focus on the exhale fully to the end and hold that. Our whole practice is just a breathing exercise. When we take our retreat to the Himalayan Institute early December, the 1st through the 4th, we'll be learning a little bit more about where our practice comes from, and from there, how to enhance it. Now, on your next inhale, lift your body up into downward facing dog. So one thing you'll learn about is there are 8 limbs of yoga, and while we're moving around and it seems like we'd be on the asana limb, our real focus is on the pranayama limb, or breathing. So move to the rhythm of your breath right now, and then start to choose how the foundation of your pose is. Set your pose long and wide, and then with that, soften your knees and really stretch your hips up and back out of your hands. Take another breath here. Exhale and look forward. Step up to the front of your mat. Set your feet wide. Lift up halfway so the whole side of your body is long, and then hang down. With your arms dangling or folded, sway side to side, and shake your head out so that your head and your neck, your shoulders can just be hanging down toward the ground. While you're here, you can take your arms around behind your back, interlace your fingers, and just stretch your arms overhead and straighten your legs as much as they will without locking your knees, and start to bring some heat into the back of your legs. You may even start to realize that with your arms hanging overhead bound like this, that you're bringing some new opening, new space into your rib cage, just underneath of your armpits and in the back of your body. Start to really bring your breathing here. It can be easy to just go through your practice, especially as you become a little more experienced, without attention on your breathing. But breath is the vehicle for the transformation that the practice promises. Our practice is called a journey into power, and it's intentionally created for that to be what happens task by task. Take another breath, release your hands and bring them to the floor. Now, on purpose, press your feet into the ground, come rolling up to standing. Take your time, feel how it is in your body. Until you're standing tall, sweep your arms overhead, look up and stretch up, and then bring your hands into prayer position at the center of your chest. Now, be purposeful and set an intention for your practice. 3 times we'll chant together. Take a deep breath in. Om. Inhale, reach up. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Lift halfway, and you're just exploring, stretching out into your skin. High plank to low plank on the exhale. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Now 3 purposeful breaths. Inhale. Stretch your body long as you exhale. Another deep breath in. Have a look at your feet and maybe open just your heels a little wider. Now here's the last breath. Inhale. And then as you exhale, look forward, move up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, whole body long, fold down. Really press your heels into the ground and stand up. Lift up, look up, fold to the floor. Inhale, lift halfway, high plank to low plank as you empty. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Hopefully you can feel as we go through these movements of the sun salutation, how all the different stretches and compressions start to increase your lung capacity. Take another breath. Exhale and bend your knees, look forward, move up to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Heels down, reach for the ceiling, look up, fold to the floor, use soft knees. Halfway lift, set your gaze, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, stretch your lungs. Now exhale and close empty. 2 more, breathe in, breathe out. Last one, deep inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump. Half lift, forward fold. Inhale, stand. Now take a bit of a back bend, stretch your front body, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, move to the low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe here, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last one, breathe in, bend your knees on the exhale, and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold, stand, reach, open, and fold to the floor. Halfway lift, low plank, set your gaze a little in front of you, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and breathe. Such a habit to drop your head on those low planks. I have it too, and have to keep reminding myself to look forward so that I have this quality of stretching in the pose. 1 more breath in. Exhale, bend your knees and jump. 1 more time. Halfway lift, fold down. Press your heels, stand up, reach up, go back, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, low plank. Keep looking forward. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stretch out in the pose. It could be that you're just pressing your fingertips in the mat as you draw your hips up and back. 1 more inhale. Bend your knees and empty. Jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit back and reach your arms up. While you're sitting here, let's start to open your shoulders more. So turn your palms forward. Breathe in and stretch your fingertips high. Breathe out and bend your elbows deep. Do that a few times. Inhale and up. Exhale, sit deeper. Keep your arms behind your peripheral vision a couple more times. Just feel like you're flossing open the back of your body. Now here's the last one. Reach, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, move to the low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward and lunge, warrior 1. Take your arms up and bring your elbows down. Another time, take your arms up, bring your elbows down, bring your hands to the floor, chaturanga, and just keep your shoulders on your back. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, step forward, arms overhead. Take your arms wide, elbows back of the hands, press back. Couple more times, press back. 1 more time, reach up. Keep your shoulders on your back hands to the floor, look forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath and exhale. Make the base of your pose even longer. One more breath, bend your knees and jump. Halfway lift, shoulders on your back and fold. Chair pose, sit deep, arms up, and then through your cactus, fold. Halfway lift, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward and lunge. Warrior one, keep your arm bones back and reach, then hands to the floor for chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side step, take your cactus arms up and then back down, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Now you even here can soften your elbows and melt your chest through your arms, and then press your arms straight and soften your elbows and melt your chest toward the mat, and then press your arms straight. One more breath in, breath out, bend your knees, jump up to your hands. Half lift, forward fold. Chair pose, sit, open your chest, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, open your chest here, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot lunge, chest open, reach up, chest open, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left side, step forward, chest open, reach, chest open, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Need a sigh, take a sigh. Need to roll your shoulders out, you can do that. You could even take one hand off the mat and take a big arm circle and place your hand back on the mat, and the other arm and take a big arm circle and hand on the mat. Take another breath here. Then we'll get ready to move. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees and jump. Halfway lift, shoulders on your back and fold. Here we go again, chair pose. Open the chest, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, open the chest, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward, lunge, chest open, reach up, chest open, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now the left side step, chest open and reach, chest open, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe. Working on purposefully opening up the chest. We don't always think about that. And though, what it'll leave you with the rest of the day is this sense of like lightness in your chest and floating, that your arm bones are settled and set on the back of your body. Let's do one more round of these sun salutation Bs. Get ready. Take another breath in when you're ready. Exhale, bend your knees, jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. Chair pose and open, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, take chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, open and reach, open, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders go back, downward facing dog. Now the left side, lunge, open and reach, open, hands down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now take your right leg into the air, bend your knee, heel to your hip, and pause to just breathe and open the whole side of your body. Maybe soften your elbows a little bit to get your arm bones on your back, and then flip over. Keep your arm bones as best as you can on your back, so a cactus arm with your right arm, palm like it's holding the ceiling. Breathe and let gravity help you work to open across your chest. It could help to take a breath here and have a sigh. Then side plank, right hand to your mat, face the long left side of your mat. Pull your arm bones apart. See if you can feel from your thumb through your chest to your thumb that your whole line is opening. Now, strong pit of the belly, keep your chest open, high plank to low. That's going to take a wide set, lower down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, stretch back. If you feel like you need to roll your shoulders or take another arm swing, you can take that. We'll get ready for the other side. Left arm in the air, bend your knee, heel to your hip, turn your hips open. Get the stretch all the way up through the left side of your body. That's it so far, Brittany. Now get ready. Flip over, cactus arm with your left hand. Elbow near your waist. Let your chest be opened. And it's not just open the chest, but it's also settle your arm bones into your back. Some of the poses help us stretch and open space in the back for your arm bones. Others let us set them there. Good. That's it, Mackenzie. Exactly. Now, side plank. Keep your open chest, left hand down, face the long right side of your mat, and stretch your body apart. Hug your shoulders up to your ears, both of them, the bottom and the top, and then move them to the back of your body. There, Brittany, that was it. I know you lost your balance a little bit, but strong belly, you got it. Couple more breaths. Gather in the pit of your belly so that you can move with a lot of control now. High plank to low. Chest wide, maybe knees on the ground, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward for crescent lunge. Once you get your right foot forward, create your cactus arms. You can inhale and reach up to the ceiling and even straighten your front leg. And exhale, elbows really wide and lunge low. Take that 3 times. So what you don't really want to do is have your arms kind of in front and in your peripheral vision. We want them open, that your elbows feel like they're pressing on a wall behind you in the back of your hands. Land in your crescent lunge with your cactus arms now, and then tilt and twist. Bring your palms together and twist. Once you get your elbow anchored on your bottom knee, especially with a tension on your bottom shoulder, shrug your shoulders to your ears, and then especially the bottom one, move your shoulders to the back of your body. Keep working with that, and you'll feel a lot of stretch in your back left body. Really focus on the bottom shoulder, the left one. Yeah, move it back towards Paige. Yes, Kelly. Now breathe into your back left body. You might feel how your back heel is reaching to the back of your mat, but your left ear is reaching to the front of your mat, and all the space in between is stretching as you breathe. Look for that stretching. Last breath in, last breath out, then reach up for the crescent lunge and just stretch it out. Open up for warrior 2. Now roll your shoulders up to your ears and back a few times until on the last one you can flip your palms up. And if you can, feel from the center of your chest out to your pinky fingertips, you reaching and stretching. Yeah, arms just back in your peripheral vision and beyond. Tilt for extended side angle and keep that opening across from the center of your chest all the way out to your pinky fingers. That'll take something on the bottom arm because usually we have this little default of hugging the arm to the front of our body. Maybe see if now that you've set it up that you can feel from pinky to chest to pinky, if you can also feel with your arms still set the way they are from thumb through the middle of your back to thumb. I know that's something else. One more breath here. Lunge really deep and turn your chest to the ceiling and open. Then bring your hands to the floor, shoulders broad, chaturanga. You can feel that, can't you, Josh? I know. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. You guys are pretty experienced. Me too. And if I were to really be focusing just in demonstrating with you, I can feel this in my back. But you'll have this feeling of floating for the rest of the day for your effort. Okay, ready for the second side? Step forward on your left foot for crescent lunge, cactus arms. Remember, cactus arms kind of forward aren't going to do it. Shoulders up, move your arm bones back and press back. Then straighten and reach up like you're sliding your arms along a wall behind you. Straighten and reach up. Just feel like you're sliding. Feel the whole wall deep to your waist. Straighten, deep to your waist. Let's do one more. Straighten, deep down to your waist. Now keep your chest that open. Hands to prayer, twist. Right elbow to your left knee. You're going to have to stretch your whole body long and lean. Once you get here, shoulders up to your ears, and especially the bottom shoulder, press your arm bones back. You'll feel pressure from your elbow on your knee. Just work with it and see what you can find. A little bit of lightness in your back leg, just up there. You got it. Keep on breathing and see if you can feel your back foot reach back, your right ear reach forward, and all the space in between on your back right body lengthening and stretching. 3 more breaths. Bottom shoulder back. 2 more. Nancy, that's it. I see it. You got 1 more here. You got it too, Paige. I see it all around the room. Crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Maybe you just take your arms in big circles and get some circles, because I bet your muscles can really use that. Forward or back, whatever feels good on you. I like the rolling back, and then open your arms out. Palms face up. Reach out to your pinky fingers and just disappear your arms just slightly behind your peripheral vision. Lunge deep. Sarah's face says it all. See if you can get to the point where it's weightless, like you feel you're holding your arms from someplace in your back, not someplace on the top of your shoulders. Maybe take another circle, tilt for the extended side angle. If you feel like it's starting to cramp up on the top of your shoulders and into your neck, take the circles, eliminate that sense, and from your middle chest or your middle back, reach out to your fingertips. In that way, it should be more easeful in your shoulders. Now take your deepest lunge. Let your chest be open. For 2 more breaths, just expand your chest and upper back as you breathe. Not by muscular force, just by your breath moving. And then chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stretch back and feel how it is in your body. Roll your head around, shake your head out, let gravity draw the weight of your head down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, look forward, jump up to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold, chair twist. Sit back, bring your hands to prayer, left elbow to your right knee. You just work with this as it is in your body. You know we're working on this quality of an openness with ease, though, across the chest and upper back. And you might just want to get in this pose and twist and breathe. Bring breath to the practice right now. Breath helps to bring the action of the pose into your body and eliminate what's left behind. 2 more breaths. Last breath, twist, reach up to the chair and forward fold. Feet open, hook your big toes and stretch down. You might here want to just kind of roll your shoulders out and shake your head around. Feel how it is in your body and see if with a sigh or 2 you can let go. Release your toes, take the other chair twist. So it's right elbow to your left knee now. Work with your breathing. That's it. Really sit back. Your right hip crease is one to pull back. Yeah, try to pull your hips straight back. Straight there, straight back. It's tricky to find your body in space. And stretch long across your back right ribs. 1 more inhale. Twist on the exhale. Reach up to the chair pose and forward fold. Palms under your feet for gorilla pose. If what feels best to you and your shoulders right now is to take your hands behind your back and interlace and let your bound hands spill overhead, you could do that too. Just hands at your low back and open. That feels good on your shoulders. Release your hands for crow pose. So handstand, hands on the mat, knowing that means weight needs to go into your fingertips. You can take this in any variation. Tilt into your crow pose, and then we'll work with 5 breaths. Press the floor, use your fingertips, and lift your core. When you get to the 5th breath, you move to chaturanga. Try to do it with your chest nice and broad. So the body's round like a C, but it's not shoulders caving forward. All the way to your low push-up, then upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Stretch back. Take one deep breath in and have a sigh, like a clearing. And then we'll get ready to move. Inhale. On the exhale, bent knees, jump to your hands. Half lift and fold. Now press your feet down into the ground, come rolling up to standing, and take your arms overhead, right side eagle pose. You wrap your right arm under, squat down, right leg over. You can take it lying on your back. Now we're working with your chest and upper back. At first, see if you can squeeze your arms and squeeze your legs together and sit down deep. And then stretch up long and tall through the crown of your head. Step out and sweep your arms overhead, and then the left side, left arm under, left leg over. Steady breathing. Find the place in your shoulders. For me, often it means lift my elbows a little higher and press my hands away. Find the space that's just tight right in the top and in close in the shoulders. And breathe and make a little more space and more ease there. And then step out. Sweep your arms overhead. Now hug your right knee into your chest and hold your foot with your hand or a strap. When you're holding on and then you extend, whether your knee straightens or not, you get all of this stretching open in the back of your right shoulder. See if you can become aware of all the stretching in the back of your right shoulder. Take your arm bones up to your ears and move them to the back of your body so you have this quality of an open and proud chest. You can open your leg to the right and look to the left. Steady breathing. Hug your knee into your chest. And then open up your cactus arms. So elbows and backs of the hands press back. And then reach for your airplane. Now, when I'm here, I'm just thinking of pressing my elbows, especially into the ceiling. Heel back. Maybe bring your chin toward your neck so the back of your head is pressing to the ceiling. Breathe here. You might even have this feeling of like there's a pencil between your shoulder blades that you're pinching and holding. Hands to prayer position. Half moon. Left fingertips down, right arm in the air. From the middle of your chest all the way out to your fingertips, stretch. You can even take on the quality of turning your pinky fingers more to the front side of your body like you did in Warrior Two. See if that gives you more access to feeling your arms being held from the center of your chest and back. Another breath and forward fold and hang. Sway from side to side and just drag your fingers around and feel how your shoulders are. Bring yourself up to standing and hug your left knee into your chest. Hold on to your foot and extend your knee. Let your body adapt here. I know for me, when I first get into this pose, like nothing feels great in it until I breathe for a little bit and settle in. Now, if you draw your chin into your neck, the whole back of your spine, the upper spine will get longer. You can then take your arm bones back as well. Open your leg to the left, look and reach to the right, and just let your open chest breathe and be easy and free. Another breath. Come forward, hug your knee into your chest. Cactus arms and tilt for airplane pose. If you could imagine the back of your elbow, the back of your hands, pressing into the ceiling above you. Palms together, half moon. Keep your breath flowing. You may even want to turn your palms forward so you're really reaching into your pinkies, which would be a little different probably than how this typically feels. You may want to squeeze your shoulders up to your ears and move them to the back of your body. Long in the back of your neck and breathe. Forward fold and hang. Sway around side to side, roll your shoulders around, and then come on up to standing. The standing bow pose is going to be an amazing opposite action now. Right arm bone back, hold your ankle. So no longer do you have to hold it back, but as you kick, it'll just pull your arm back and let the whole of your chest open. You can work with the cactus arm if you'd like on your left side, or reach up to you. Feel how you can gain access in the pose. Take yourself to whatever the edge of the pose is for you and just be right there and breathe. Just concentrate on your regular, even, steady breathing. Take 3 more breaths. Reach into the pose. 2 more. We've got 1 more, and then come on out and switch sides. Left arm back. Just let the kicking of your foot pull it back. Stretch you into the pockets that are meant to hold your arm bones on the back of your body that you've been creating. Work yourself into your pose and breathe. See if you can expand in the chest and upper back as you breathe. Kick back, reach back. Now stay with it. Take 3 more breaths. Steady and calm for 2 more. The last one, and step out. Roll your shoulders around. Tree pose, left foot down, right foot up. And then take your arms around behind you and create prayer hands. You may have to decompose your alignment by rolling your shoulders forward to get your hands together. But once you do, press your palms together and open your chest. Try not to let your hands press your rib cage forward. Instead, work your rib cage into your hands and your hands into your rib cage. And let the whole of your side wrist and side forearm be opened up. Steady breath. Long and lean and a steady breath. And then switch sides, right foot down and left foot up. Create your prayer hands if you've taken them down to set your legs. Sometimes I like to think about a whole lift up the front of the body so that my arm bones can move onto the back, but I have to be careful when I do that, not to just sink into the back of the body. Nice. Little softness in your standing knee, so the whole thing's just light and it floats. A little lift to your chins. Another breath. Step out of the pose, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, take your arms wide, sweep them overhead, and fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift, tail to crown belong, high plank to low. Upward facing dog, lift through your chest. Downward facing dog, right foot forward for triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm up. When I was younger in my yoga practice, I always wanted new poses and different things and a little more entertainment along the way. Now I appreciate knowing my own body and what's familiar to me, and every time I practice, creating the result of healthfulness in my own body. Right here for you, where and how would you experience that? Some of the key tools are to press the knuckle of your front big toe down. Keep letting the crease in your front hip just get deeper. For me, there's always pulling the front of the pelvis up to the chin. For many of us, it tends to fall forward. Pulling it up to the chin gives the lower back muscles a lot of length and freedom. One more breath, and then come on up to standing. Face the long left side of your mat. Feet parallel to the short sides and fold. Walk your fingers as far in front of you as you can get them, and then sink your hips back behind your heels and breathe and stretch all of the space in your side ribs, side armpits. So you want to create a tension between your fingertips and your hips reaching up and back. And just let your head hang down. What would give you the most freedom of movement and breath as a result, all day long, as a result of this pose right here? Then walk your hands back into the center line and turn to face the front of your mat for your splits. So back knee to the ground, right foot in front of you, toes face straight up to the ceiling. Your heel could be off of your mat on a towel with some cushioning ready to slide. Block ready to tuck under your right hip and slide your right leg forward. Now we're not looking to open the hips and sit onto the right hip, just working your way into the pose wherever it fits you. Blocks under your hands might work for a lot of people. When you get down there a little further and you've got support, maybe for some of you, what would be next is to reach back and hold your left ankle, giving you a lot of stretch in the quad muscles of your back leg. So if you turn your block up and get a little more support, you could reach for your back ankle, Kelly. Yeah. Paige and Kelly and Nancy. Yep. If you're able to support with the block, you can reach back for your back foot. You've got it. For everyone, working where your body is. If there's an ability to lift a little bit more and turn to look to the right, give yourself the sense of the twist in the pose. And take 2 more breaths. That's it, Brittany. And if you want to tuck the block under your hip, so you're sitting on it, if you have the access to that, you could also with your left hand reach back for your left foot. Take another breath here, then hands to the floor for downward facing dog. Left foot forward for triangle pose. Set it up, open up to the side. For the front foot, your left foot, anchor your big toe. And up here at your hip, there'd be an outward rolling. So it would roll out to the back side of you. And in doing that, the hip crease would sink deeper and deeper. Little softness to your front knee if you can, Brittany. Right into your big toe. Yep, that's it, Kelly. Just keep rolling the hip open. That's going to give you access newly in the pose. Good for everyone. Nice form for each pose in the room and at home. A little more low pit of the belly into your body and up to your chin. See if you can feel the melt in your lower back. Come on up to standing. Face the long right side of your mat. Hands behind. Interlace your fingers. Lift your chest up high and forward fold. Right now with this hand bind, spilling your hands overhead, you're preparing the space to take the shoulder stand that you know comes toward the end of the class. So see if you can breathe and let the weight of your hands go and feel this area of your back rib cage right under your armpits and behind opening up. Little length to your neck. Seems like such a simple pose, and yet so much is happening here. Before we leave the pose for the last couple of breaths, see if you can have the quality as you breathe of expanding your chest and upper back. A lightening that comes just in your breathing, different from your muscles forcing something. Come on up to standing or just turn to face your front foot, and we'll prepare for the splits on the left side. So right knee down on your mat, left foot perhaps off of your mat so it can slide, and start working your way into the pose with square hips. Bring your left hip to the block if it's able to come to that height, and see if you can give your weight to the block or hands on either side. So each side, you'd see that, and your body's going to be really different. Breathe. Sometimes can be nice to have a block under each hand. See if your foot will slide a little further. And if you're supported on the block under your left hip, or under, you can reach back with your right hand for your right foot. That's just one of those things that I don't really ever want to do, but when the class is over, I'm so glad all day I did it. One side's different from the other. Check it out. See how it is in your body today. From wherever you are, for every body, long and lean, and then just a suggestion of a rotation over to the left. A strap's a great tool to grab your back ankle with. 5 more breaths. Keep breathing. 4. Oh, you got a cramp grabbing it the last time. With your long strap, if you just come here, Kelly, it's a little easier then, instead of trying to, Oh. Finish up the last breath. Yeah. There you go. Hands to the floor for chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Now, once you get your stretch, come out to a high plank and lower down to your belly on the mat. Once you get to your belly, we'll take this variation for a locust pose today. So toes, press all 10 toenails into the ground. So we don't need any squeezing of the glutes. We just want to broaden us back there. Fingertips behind your head. You can rest your forehead on the mat. Then open your elbows up to the ceiling. Keep your elbows high like that. Then open your arms straight and rotate them all the way back behind you as far as they'll go. Once they're as far as they'll go, flip your palms up. Rest the back of the hands on your back hips, elbows high to the ceiling, and then relax your elbows down to the ground. I'll turn to look at you so you can hear me talking better. From here, your forehead's on the ground. Open your elbows up, straighten your arms, reach back, and then bring them all the way around, flipping to palms face down, fingertips behind the head, lift your elbows, and relax your elbows down. Let's do that 2 more times. Elbows up, stretch forward, circle around, flip your palms, rest your hands on your hips, lower your elbows. Open your elbows, reach back, circle around, palms down, fingers behind your head, elbows up, and relax your elbows down. 1 more time. Elbows up, reach forward, circle, palms up, hands on your hips, settle your elbows to the ground and rest. 1 more time, elbows up, reach back, circle, flip your palms, reach, fingers behind your head, elbows up, and relax your elbows down. I know, bend your knees, reach back, hold your ankles, floor bow. It's going to feel so good to drag your shoulders back. Kick all the way back, all the way up. We'll just take this 1 set. You can add a little forward and back rocking, different from side to side. So it's more leg tension, left leg tension. So it just rolls you over your abdomen a few times. That can be a little tricky to figure out at first. And then release. Hands to the floor for upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest through and up. Downward facing dog. 1 set of hero pose. Bring your knees to your mat. Maybe you'll need your block. Open up your feet, sit your hips on the block or on the floor. Let your quads and your inner knees stretch. You can press your palms into the arches of your feet and roll your feet out to your baby toes and breathe. So your feet will be on the sides of your body, if possible. If you're just right, sitting on your heels or on a block, that's fine too. Now lift your chest and breathe. Yep, so you can use your fists or your palms into the arch of your foot to just massage the arch down to your toes and out to your baby toe. 3 breaths here. 2 more. Last one. Reach forward into a tabletop and stretch your knees back. From here, you can just flip over onto your back and we'll get ready for bridge pose. Once you're on your back, press your feet down, lift your hips up, come into the bridge pose. Once you're in the bridge, weight to one shoulder than the other so that you can tuck the opposite shoulder under your body. Depending on your proportions, just bring your feet in closer to your hips so they're directly under your knees. And if you have the ability, you can interlace your hands under your back and press your elbows straight. You'll achieve even more opening in your shoulders. Once you have this, breathe and see if here, as you're set up, you can still expand your chest and upper back. Not by force and muscles, but just by being full in your breath. Then come on down out of the pose and knees side to side. Now up into your second bridge. Really get your shoulders under your body and be broad across your chest. Once you have that and we set up for the wheel pose, set up with your hands really wide so that your pinkies are hanging off of your mat, ready for the wheel. And scoot them in closer, your pinkies down toward your heels. Then press into the wheel and rise up out of the center of your back. You've got it. You can just let your upper back be soft with a sigh. Tuck your chin and come on down. We're going to take 2 more. Knees side to side. Even roll your head from side to side. Get set up, hands really wide. All this work has given you new access in your shoulders and chest. Press down and rise up. That's it. If you feel too much pressure on one side of your wrist, you look at how you have your fingers positioned and oriented, and you may need to rotate your wrist differently on the next one. Tuck your chin and come down. Knees side to side. Next one, wheel pose. Set your feet wide, set your hands wide, press down and rise up. Now that you're up here, breathe for 5 breaths. 4 breaths. See if you can be easy with it. 3, 2 more. And tuck your chin and come on down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles together, knees open wide. Breathe. Might want to roll your head even from side to side. Feel how it is in your body. Know that our goal is to bring healthfulness, well-being, physically, emotionally, spiritually to your system by systematically, pose by pose, considering and then creating how it is for you. Hug your knees into your chest. Legs straight up in the air. At first, with your block, hug it between your ankles. Once you have it hugged between your ankles, at your arches or on your shins, curl up and really hug the block. Now, you might need to stretch a little longer between your pelvis and your bottom rib, and then squeeze your shoulders to your ears, move them to the back of your body, and let that help you curl up more. Now we'll pulse. Inhale and exhale, reach. Whoops, I dropped my block already. Keep on going, hugging the block. When you hug the block, we're looking not to have your heels come together and your toes out, but to feel the block more in the area of your shins. Keep on pulsing 3 more times. This actually looks really good in everyone's body. And relax. Bring your block into your hands. Now, next, you'll put your block in your palms and curl your fingers back so that you're not gripping and holding the block. You just are using pressure. You could even do it at your forearms if you wanted to. Once you have that, so we're curling up again, hugging the block between the legs and the feet, or between the arms and the feet, very flexed and purposeful. Inhale, keep squeezing the block on purpose. Lower your legs 30%. Whole lower back on the ground. If it ever lifts, you've lowered a little too low, and you can also soften your knees. Breathe in, hug the block, lower a little further. Breathe in, hug the block, see if there's a little bit more, and then you can flutter your legs up and down. Whole lower back on the ground, so keep squeezing the pit of your belly in and stop. Breathe in, exhale, squeeze the block, come up. So hopefully the hugging of the block is helping you hug to your core. Let's try it again. Curl up if you're not curled up. Whole lower back on the ground. Inhale and lower as you exhale. Keep squeezing. Inhale, lower on the exhale. Keep squeezing. Whole body on the ground. Lower on the exhale. You can flutter again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. And legs back up. One more round. Are you finding it's helpful to have that thing to hug? Breathe in and lower. You got it. Hug with the block. Breathe in and lower. Hold back on the ground. If you find you're arching now, soften your knees. Breathe in and lower more if it's available. Fluttering. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it and bring it up. Hug your knees into your chest. Are you starting to find in this stability work how what we're not doing is that arching in the back? When we do that, we're now starting to clench the back muscles. What we're trying to do is establish your deep abdominal muscles can stabilize you. Rock back and forth without your feet touching the ground, head to tail several times until on the 3rd time, you come up, curled up like a ball, feet hovering, getting ready for boat pose. Shoulders to your ears and to the back of your body so your chest lifts and your sitting bones press down into the ground. Then you can hold the backs of your thighs, stretch your legs long. You could even be imagining you're hugging a block or holding it, and hold your boat pose. 5 breaths. Keep breathing. 4 breaths. More shoulders up and back. Finish up your last breath. These are beautiful poses. Hug your knees and rock. Sometimes if you put the pressure and the focus on the core and the hands, it happens in the rest of the body. Through to your downward facing dog and take right side pigeon pose. A block under your hip if your hip is in the air. And then if you can, reach back with your left hand, hold your left ankle and fold forward. So today, 2 areas that we tend to miss, maybe, shoulders and quads. Left hand to your left ankle. You can use a strap to lasso your ankle and then fold. It's helpful to have a long strap. So in the lassoing, you're reaching over your shoulder and folding. It's a little easier to hold on. I will often take my block and stand it up tall under my left shoulder. So I have like a little balance, like it can tilt down and land on that. It's kind of relieving, isn't it? Take a couple of sighs in this pose. See if you can access a quality of softening. I don't know how life has seemed to you in the last couple of years, but that innate ability gained in the yoga practice for me over the last 20 or some years has been an incredible tool in helping to soften and let go of that maybe what's stressful in the moment, and to from that be able to see solutions. That's something that you practice on your mat each day that just kicks in automatically in life because it's a tool you've developed. Let's switch sides. Left leg forward. It's another one of the beauties of having a somewhat familiar practice every time you come to your mat. You have something to measure yourself with so that you develop this intimate knowledge of your body's health. Breath by breath, you get to weigh in on that when you practice. Right hand, right ankle, and fold. For me, I would immediately feel tension in the quads and in the hip flexors, and I'd concentrate there where you put your attentions where energy flows, and I would breathe and intend for a healthier way there, a way with more softness and openness. Boy, it doesn't even seem like we're going to get a sunrise for the end of our practice. In the pose, you can always take a sigh and take a measure of yourself. Is there something else I can let go of? Our style of yoga is called Baptiste Yoga. And while there are the original historic thousands of years old texts about yoga, our style takes that and modernizes to some degree. Gives us something like our methodology, the 3 themes of Baptiste Yoga. And one of those themes is to give up what you must. Like to step into the goals that you've set for yourself. And the goal right now is just healthfulness and well-being. And the thing to give up is that your body's tight right here in the hip or the thigh. To let go that that's a problem. To step into what's possible. Okay, release that. Sit on your hips, swing your legs around, roll your feet overhead to plow pose. All the way overhead to the plow. You've done a lot of work to feel the plow newly in your shoulders and upper back. Get your shoulders set onto your back body. How can you do that? By shifting the weight from shoulder to shoulder and working your shoulders from your front body. In yoga, we call that a physical expression of like no or closed or not available to something new. And this ability to open the chest physically has a whole impact on our way of being and our way of thinking. It creates physically a sense of preparedness, readiness. Yes, not yes to just say no to everything somebody asks of us, but different than that, a yes to watch for and be available to opportunities for ourselves, for healthfulness, well-being, reaching our own goals. Feet to the plow and then knees by your temples or ears. See if you can create that your body is lifted, even in this completely curled over position. And then one bone at a time, bring your spine to the ground. Roll out, layer a bone down, stretch the space between the next bone long until you've come all the way to your back and you can hug your knees into your chest. Once your knees are hugging into your chest, drop them to the left, look to the right. Use these final poses and their breaths as a tool of letting go. You have done the work that was there for you this morning. Your body is how it is, and around that, what it is whole, perfect, and complete. Take a breath, have a sigh. Switch to the other side. Feel how it is in your body right now. What you're still dealing with, let that also be okay. Let it be that it's there today as a beacon and to show you a new way. For me, a lot of times I can feel like a discomfort in my body or a discomfort in what I'm dealing with is a problem and it's wrong and I have to make it go away. But it's also possible that it's there to show you a new way. And inside of that new way, you have growth, you grow. Back to the center for Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees open wide. Now organize your body here. I know I have to move my hips closer to my heels so that I can get ease in my lower back. Open your chest and rest the bones of your shoulders, the muscles of the backs of your shoulder joints, your arms, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands. Stretch those all out long and rest all of the bones from your fingertips all the way up in through your shoulders to your upper back. Rest all those bones on the ground. Stretch your legs long and wide for Shavasana. In the studio, you have a cold eye towel. You're welcome to use that if it feels good for you. Whole body on the ground. Feel how it is in your body. If there are any adjustments to be made, like, for example, crowding in the lower back, stretch your lower back even longer until what you have is a long and natural, neutral spine. Then when you have your body physically prepared, take a deep breath in and have a sigh and let your whole body rest. Nothing left to do for the body. No work left to do for the mind, so it's a deep rest from the compulsion to do. An ease in knowing that right inside yourself, fully present, completely experiencing all there is to experience, you are healthy, you're whole. And that's exactly perfect, exactly the way you are. The challenges that you'll experience today are an opportunity for you to fulfill on your goals and dreams. Begin to deepen your breathing. Move your fingers and your toes, perhaps give them a squeeze. Then hug your knees into your chest and roll to your side. Bring yourself up into a sitting position and arrange your body so that you're not only able to sit on your sitting bones, so maybe you're on a block or the floor, but you're also able to sit up tall, broaden your chest, and let your arm bones settle onto your back. Might be helpful to sweep your arms overhead. But ultimately, bring your hands into prayer position at the center of your chest, and then just feel how it is to be in your skin right now. And from here, you're right at the beginning of your day, and this will be powerful as done right here. Set the intention for the rest of your day from right here, this space that you took the time to create this morning. And then one more time, we'll chant Om together. Take a breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles to the center of your forehead and inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Excellent work. Amazing job. The world just needs more people who get up and take the time to set yourself up to be the best you can be for yourself and others today. So go out there and make a difference in the world. Great to have you this morning. Thank you for joining from home. I'll see you guys next time. I'll be the early morning teacher on Saturday this week too. So early morning birds, maybe I'll see you. Bye, Brittany.